Hey everybody, this time I thought we would talk about promoting commanders. You can see I have 318 promotion orders, 5 insignias, and 6 commendations. And what I'm looking to do is to promote one of my commanders to legendary rank 3. And here the guy that I was looking at was Albert GLEAVES. You can see he's legendary 2. His base trait is increased range of your torpedoes, and if I upgrade to legendary rank 3, the range will go up to 5.7%. If you go down here on the third skill, you see that the third skill will get maxed out at legendary rank 3. So I will decrease the torpedo launcher reload time to -8%. So it will quicken the torpedo reload time and it will increase the range of the torpedoes. And here under the unstoppable legendary skill, the range at which the skill will become active is 6 kilometers from an enemy ship. So you've got 3 things that you can gain by ranking the legendary skill here to legendary rank 3. You can see all the green. Once you select that skill, things will turn green when they're going to be activated. So let's look at some of the other commanders before I do that. Let's look at Norman Scott. You can see he is already up to legendary rank 3 because I use him for an inspiration on all of my cruisers. Let's look at William Sims. He is legendary rank 2 and his base trait is gain HP bonus per ship tier. And his next increase will be upgrade at rank 15. So the only thing you will get by increasing his rank to 15 is the base trait increase. You see that none of these other skills turn green. And here, if you go and look at the skill, you'll see that it can only be maxed out by going to legendary rank 3, and you will get dispersion of the main battery will be decreased by 10%, but the rudder shift time will be increased by 10%. So that's a double whammy if you decide to do that. This skill, reaching out XXL, the 4th skill here, whichever one you pick, is increased up to 3% if I upgrade to rank 16. This will get maxed out if I go to legendary 4. So let's look at some of these other commanders. Let's look at Ernest King. You can see he is at legendary rank 2, and to increase the base trait I would have to go to legendary rank 3, but it's a 0.4% firing range of the AA guns. To me that's not really spectacular. I'm not really sure I would do that when it seems like I'm getting more out of promoting GLEAVES. So here you can see that out of sight will be maxed out at detectability of dive bombers -10%, and dive bombers HP is increased by 15% if I go to legendary rank 3. This will be increased up to -6%, the C detectability range, if I go to legendary rank 4, which is likely not to happen since you need so many commendations. Let's look at HALSEY. I don't really use him. Destroyer main gun AP shell damage 4.2%. I would get a 0.25% increase if I go to rank 15, and this is the only thing that rank 15 would do for me. If I go to rank 16, you'll see that the base trait does increase quite a bit, as well as the smoke on the water skill here will go to 3/4 of its potential, which will be maxed out at legendary rank 4. The third skill, twist and track, will get maxed out at legendary rank 3. Still think I'm getting more out of GLEAVES because I've primarily got my boat set up for torpedoes. I guess it goes counter to what a lot of people do with the American destroyers, but it's what I do. Alright, so let's look at the Japanese. Here, Yamamoto, he'll get a 0.3% increase of his shell penetration if I go to Legendary 3. That's not enough of an increase for me. Though it would max out the increased armor piercing capability by a couple percent here. I don't really use the cruisers more than I use the American destroyers, so I probably am not going to do this, at least at this point. I might do it eventually. Tanaka is up to rank 15. I think I did this by accident before I realized that promoting to rank 15 doesn't really do anything to the skills except get you closer to 16. But his base trait is Hull Crusher. You can see that his base trait will go up a little bit if I go to rank 16. It will also go up by the same increment if I go to here. If I go to 16, you can see that the green circle activates under the base trait, and it's the same thing if I go to Legendary 3 here. That's what this is showing. I don't have enough commendations for that, so I can't promote him anyway. Takagi, I could promote him, but increased maximum amount of HP restored by the repair party consumable is a minor skill as far as I'm concerned, so I wouldn't really expend any promotion resources at this point for that. So there's another guy that I promoted before I really realized what was going on. 15 didn't really get me too much here, just increased the base trait. Let's look at Godzilla. So the base trait is reduce the spotter's reload time and increase its duration. This is actually minimal use because you might get 2 salvos off if you use this on your battleship. So overall, I almost think it's a wasted base trait, but you know, it is what it is. I've only got him ranked to Legendary 1. It shows how little I really put into the base trait here. I'm not sure if I would ever upgrade Godzilla beyond this. Let's look at the British. Andrew Cunningham. Base trait Concentrated Devastation for a 0.25 increase. If I go to Legendary 3, it will help the shell grouping of the battleships. That's too small of an increase to use up such valuable resources. You see, I can do this because he has 1 commendation for himself, and I have 6 universal commendations, the blue ones. I don't think it gives me enough of a boost compared to what I would get with GLEAVES. Let's look at FRASER. Increase the maximum speed of the ship. Yeah, I don't really care about that at this point on the cruisers. It would max out my cruiser's AP shell damage a little bit, but overall I think I'm getting more if I promote GLEAVES. Charles Madden I don't use, which is unfortunate because look at all these legendary commendations I have. TENNANT, I only really use him on the Albemarle, so I'm not really sure I would really promote him beyond this at this point. Tyrwhitt, so here the base trait is to reduce the chance of sustaining steering gear and also decreasing the torpedo launcher reload time, which is what I'm using him for an inspiration. See, the increase would be only 0.25%. I'm not really sure I would expend any more commendations on that at this point. As far as the Germans go, von Müller, maximum speed of the cruiser, that's minimal for me, as I said. But by increasing the legendary rank, I would max out all of these skills here once I start increasing the legendary rank. So the igniter would be increased, which I don't really set fires on the cruisers as much as you would think. I'm really looking more for the shell penetration and citadel damage, so this skill should be maxed out as well as this one, but this would require legendary 4, which is another 14 or 15 commendations on top of the 7 that you need here. So it's quite an investment. Hans Geisler, speed up the reload of the ship's secondary guns. Actually, the problem with the secondary guns on the aircraft carriers is the range, not really the speed that they reload. I've got them maxed out pretty good anyway at 16.2. I'm not really sure a 0.3 increase in the reload time is going to really help me out. Jujard, I'm only using him on a few inspirations. In general, I don't really use him all that much, so I wouldn't really rank him at this point. I don't really use the Russian commanders at this point, or really the Italian commanders, so I think I'm going to go and promote GLEAVES to Legendary 3. Before I do this, let me see what the destroyer numbers are as far as the range and the reload time. Okay, so here we have the American destroyers. Let's look at the Mahon. Torpedo reload time is 69 seconds. Range is 6.7 kilometers. Let's look at the Benham. 67 seconds, 7.9 kilometers. Let's look at the Fletcher. "78 seconds, 9.6 kilometers. Let's look at the Goering. 87 seconds, 17.4 kilometers, which is still pretty darn good. So, okay, so let's go to GLEAVES and rank them up and see what kind of changes there are. Alright, so you can see here to go to Legendary 4, you need 15 personal commendations. So that's going to be quite a while before that happens. Let's go back and look at the stats here, see what happened on the Goering. So the reload time went down a little bit, a few seconds. Torpedo range pretty much stayed the same though, so not much change there. "76 seconds, that's lower by a couple seconds, but 9.7 kilometers. I believe that was a slight increase. And the other one was the Benham. 65 seconds, 7.9 kilometers, which I think was the same as before. So the range did not really increase much, but the reload time went down, which is, that's good. That's I'm always looking for a quicker reload time. So that's basically the effect you have by going from Legendary Rank 2, 16.2 to 16.3. It's actually a minimal increase, but you know, any little bit helps. So 68.2, I think it was 69 before, 6.8 kilometers. I think it was 6.7 before. So you can see this is really a marginal increase. Well, that's a little information on promoting commanders and legendary ranks. Hope you found it useful. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.